Back at you with more block pushing high flying action with Lolo. This is floor 8 for the adventures of Lolo. More pushing puzzles in this level, fewer enemy chases in this level, thankfully. In this first screen, we have to block off a couple of projectile firers, one Medusa head and one of the pink guys that wakes up when you grab the last heart. We have to get our way to that chest, meaning we've got to get a block in front of that Medusa head. We do get a hammer weapon when we get our final heart, as I just did there. So I have to very carefully position a block so that I can break one rock with the hammer and get the block in front of the Medusa head. If you're using this as a guide, I always say watch rather than listen, because it's difficult to describe every push of the block that I do verbally, so just watch, see what Lolo does, so you can get everything positioned correctly. I've got all the hearts, grab the key, and on we go. That green stuff also acts as a barrier for the projectiles from the pink guy, by the way, so you don't have to block him from that side. Anyway, going on to the next screen, we have a little bit more complex puzzle here that requires some careful pushing in a specific order of these blocks, and you have to use almost all of those blocks on the top level, so you have to be careful about not covering them up or getting them in a position where you won't be able to grab the other ones. So I've got to first block the Medusa heads towards the middle of the screen, and I have to shield myself from one while I push the other one over to block the side. I have to work very meticulously through this level, so I'll grab these hearts at the bottom. I grab the 2 hearts in the little gaps there before I close off those gaps, and I don't do that really to close them, but I do that to open up some space so that I can push more blocks through. There's a reason I haven't grabbed those hearts at the top yet, and that's because I need to grab those very, very last when I'm above the firing range of those pink guys. So I'm going to protect the heart at the bottom of the screen from both sides with blocks pushed from the top part of the level. This is one of the longer screens just because it takes so long to push all the blocks across the screen to where we need them. And again, I work very slowly and methodically through this level. So I can protect that heart. I'm checking my positioning on everything to make sure that we're clear all the way through. Everything's protected that needs to be protected. I have a clear path to the end, so I can grab the heart at the bottom of the screen, go up through their firing line, grab the hearts at the top of the screen, and then I never have to cross their line of sight again before I grab the key and exit the room. This next level, we have to exploit that blocking more than one projectile firer with a single block. That seems like that would have been a glitch in this game, but for levels that are designed to work around that feature. So clearly that was intended. As you can see with this block, I'm going to be blocking 2 Medusa heads with one coming down and one coming across, and then this one that's kind of out in space, out in no man's land, I'm going to block two Medusa heads with that one. You can see the one on screen right, and then the one at the lower part of the screen, so that I can walk through his projection. Moving on. We have another arrow room, although this one's not as irritating as some arrow rooms. We don't have to get any arrow changing items. I just have 4 blocks that I need to block 4 sides of that Medusa head with. And I have 1 skull that will come to life when I get the last heart, so I just have to make sure the last heart I grab is not the one right adjacent to that skull. With this 3rd block, I can push it onto the arrow, but I can't push it through the arrow. I have to walk around to get to that block from the other side so that I can push it in front of the Medusa head, and I have to make sure that I don't get any of those hearts before they're protected. So we're going around again. I could have grabbed that second to last heart there, but I did not on this particular run through. With this one, I'll have the Medusa head protected on all sides, but again, I can't grab the heart nearest the skull last, so I'm going to do 1 more lap around the arrows to grab the second to last heart, the last heart, the key, and onward we will go. In this screen, I have to make use of all of those blocks in that upper chamber there. But the first thing I have to do is trap these pink roving firers at the bottom of the screen. Now, they're still a threat to me because they can fire through the trees. And again, if you're using this as a guide, just watch where Lolo pushes those blocks. I'll not describe every push, but positioning is key up there. And you see I do use one of the up-pointing arrows as kind of a storage block so that I can get the other blocks free and push those down through the down arrow. Now, those pink guys can still fire at me from where they are, so I have to protect them on the top and on screen right, and then the Medusas from the top and screen right. From that one, I should say screen in. So right now, both of the pink guys are protected, and then now the Medusas are protected from the top, and the pink guys are fully protected. Now I've got to get those last two blocks down to protect the Medusa heads on the inside so that I can get to that last heart on the bottom row. So I'm carefully positioning myself, and you have to work methodically with these blocks because if you over push a block, you can get it into a no-win scenario. But I can get my last block pushed down to the Medusa heads. I can grab my final two hearts. And when I grab the key, we reveal the stairs to floor 9.